these can't be duplicated.
I don't think you'd want me duplicated.
I don't think that's original.
Well, I'm sure those
I
guys
didn't
won't
like
miss it
it.
out there, you know.
It was good.
Well,
I find it a little bit of credit, but
it feels mutual.
Yeah.
The old saying,
I
it's
like
always
some
been that
people
we're all
that
just
take
penciled
credit
in.
for today.
What's that?
The old saying has been that we're all just penciled in.
And then
That's
they
it.
work it.
That's it.
When I left this marker, they told me to come back down and clean out my desk. I went into the book to see if I had any other days.
Not mine.
They'd already erased my name. That's our old days, all the just with pencil out there.
At least they're full. Okay. Or you.
How are you today, Mr. Chair? Here.
Excuse me? Okay. Thank you.
Maybe it's.
About that thick, so.
I saw it.
Typical.
So,
Oh, yeah.
we got notifications on our door, you know? Yeah. And I have notification, person at the door. So I looked at this guy, he's been shoveling. I was like, what are you doing? I guess, I didn't know, it was just, because it looked like, he's like, are you over there shoveling? And he put his big face like right in front of the door. I was like, oh yeah.
We have a code link,
Oh, is that what you have?
and they get to have the chance to talk through and to give them that number. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We're doing playing football.
I know.
Iowa got their game.
We got shafted. Is there anything afraid of?
The presentation for. I just hope we get the player.
You will.
That's Saturday in Arizona.
I know a lot of people are.
I can go get it if you want it.
I know a lot of people going to that one.
Mhm.
It's a big deal. That's the best thing.
Yeah, and I already talked to Hertz too, that I'm gonna get this
And if
fixed.
everybody comes back next year.
And I got all my signatures for the new ones.
Hopefully. All right, thank you.
Yep.
You see that Brees Hall, the All-American first team?
They should have.
The sophomore, that's pretty good.
Call this meeting to order. Please rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you very much. The first item on the agenda is citizen concerns or any items not addressed on the agenda. Hearing none. Item 2 is approval of the agenda. Any corrections? No.
I'll move it. Second.
Motion by DeWitt, second by Radig. Hearing no discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Passes 5-0. Items 3 through 5 constitute a consent agenda of routine action items to be considered by one motion. Items pass unanimously unless a separate roll call vote is requested by a board member. Item 3 is approval of the minutes of the December 22nd meeting. Item 4 is approval of the claims. Item 5 from Human Resources includes A, approval of the memorandum of personnel transactions, B, the authorization to initiate the hiring process. Any questions on the consent agenda?
I'll move approval. Second.
Motion by DeWitt, second by Potabom. Hearing no discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those say nay. Passes 5-0. Item 6 for information is presentation of a resolution thanking and commending Dave Drew for his years of service with Woodbury County. Our sheriff, as everyone knows, is departing at the end of this year. Not able to be here, unfortunately. Let me know he appreciates the board's work, especially in equipment purchases that helped out the sheriff's office over the years. And his resolution, which he will receive separately, is identical in wording to the one we'll read next, so we'll consider that, cover that, unless any other board members had comments.
You got that straightened out.
Yes. Yes, I did.
What? What happened?
Oh, there were some,
Oh, the office, yes.
yes.
Very well. Item number 7 now is presentation of a resolution thanking and commending Charles Hertz for his years of service with Woodbury County. Supervisor DeWitt is going to read and present this to Mr. Hertz.
Lieutenant Hertz, would you come up here, please? Woodbury County, resolution number 13,105. A resolution thanking and commending Charles Hertz for his service to Woodbury County. Whereas Charles Hertz has capably served Woodbury County as an employee of the Sheriff's Office for 42 years, from May 6, 1978 to December 31st, 2020. And whereas the service given by Charles Hertz as a Woodbury County employee has been characterized by his dedication to the best interests of the citizens of Woodbury County, and now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors of Woodbury County, Iowa, that the undersigned members of the board thanks and commends Charles Hertz for his years of service to Woodbury County, and be it further resolved that it is the best wishes of those signing below that the future hold only the best for this very deserving person, Charles Hertz. Be it so resolved this 15th day of December, 2020. Appreciate it. You're good, man.
Any words?
I would just echo the sheriff's sentiments. This board is.
Probably step right up. Thank you.
Okay, again, I would like to echo the sentiments of the sheriff in that the board has been very gracious to our office in the past few years. There's basically the spigot's been open, and I think the money that has been expended has been used wisely, and we appreciate that, and I do appreciate the board. And I also been telling everybody, had I had to do it all over again, I would. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
With that, item 8 for action from the Board of Supervisors, myself, is consideration of allowing the purchase of outdated and unsupported electronic equipment by direct sale. This agenda item wording mirrors one from a couple years ago in which some equipment was sold to other outgoing supervisors that was used by them in their official capacity, but became it was depreciated, and at that point it's not as if the county is going to find another use for it. So in this case, Supervisor Potabom has requested to buy his laptop, his county laptop, for $200. Is that still correct? And see no problem with this. I talked with IT director and some others about the process for this, and as we are looking at the fair market value and slightly discounting the reseller pricing due to the fact that we don't need to make a profit off of this, I think $200 is a fair amount. And if the board concurs, then we can move on this item. Obviously, Mr. Potabom would not vote. Any questions or concerns?
I'll move approval of the sale.
I'll second.
Motion by DeWitt, second by Radig, to approve the direct sale of the laptop to Supervisor Potabom for $200.
I think he could have bought the last 3 parcels of land we sold for that.
Yeah, but I'd have to pay taxes on it.
That's true.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. And the motion passes 4-0 with 1 abstention. Would that be correct?
Yes.
With Supervisor Potabom abstaining. Item number 9 is reports on committee meetings.
The issue with the assessment center, the assessment house up on Division Street, is an ongoing thing with Sioux Rivers and, of course, Rolling Hills, where we belong now. I'm going to be at the meeting tomorrow. There's going to be some further discussion on what could happen. Through Melissa and Kenny Schmitz, we're looking at a couple of avenues that I'm not ready to discuss quite yet, but possibly involve the moving. One thing would be moving the Veterans Commission, on a side note, to this building or to the one at 822, but with the possibility of freeing up some space at the Triview area. But that's about all I really want to say about that now. But like I said, Sioux Rivers seems to be, with the email that I got today, Sioux Rivers seems to be in a little bit of confusion, let's say, as to what their thinking is, because it sounds like they've sent out some RFPs and they haven't gotten any back yet, although today, the end of today was the opportunity for them to still come in. They're looking at properties in, I think, Spencer, but it's still a substantial amount of money, and I don't know if that would be, it would probably still need to be purpose-built for what they want to do with it. But I'll learn more at the meeting tomorrow in Holstein and be able to report back from there.
Okay.
It's just an ongoing bundle of joy, the mental health regional stuff, so. And then Mr. Wright was mentioning too, did Melissa, do you remember if the Veterans Commission moved their meeting? Because on the meeting listing on today's agenda, it still shows that it's 4:45 of next week. I just want to make, because I thought, I'm sorry?
I was told that through an email, I hadn't received any other confirmation about it.
Okay, all right. I thought they had changed it, but okay.
You just have to stake it out, see when they show up.
Yeah, has Raddick got any bad jokes on that, or no?
I don't have any.
Okay.
Nothing.
Nothing? Wow. Really caught him flat-footed.
Yeah.
David, would you come up with your,
Can you explain the boots, too? Is that part of your program, or Auditor Gill and I were talking about that. We don't know if you have that much of a story to tell or if you're duck hunting.
It's going to get deep. David Gleiser,
That's
Director.
my take on it.
Yeah, Community Economic Development Director. No, I just didn't want to ruin my dress shoes in the snow.
Do you have like those bread sacks over your shoes, too?
Wonder Bread.
Okay, good. Yeah.
My bag. I just wanted to make the entire board aware, and I have copies here if you guys would like to move to receive these. But we got confirmation, my office, Community Economic Development Office, last week we received confirmation from FEMA about our consultation coordination officer meeting, which is scheduled to be held virtually on Tuesday, January 12th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. You'll probably remember over the last 18 months or so, FEMA and Iowa Department of Natural Resources have been working concurrently to update our flood maps across the state of Iowa. couple months ago, we received their preliminary draft products, and we went through the public comment and review process for that. This is just another part of that stage. It's a formal part of the adoption process, and I would just inform the board of this date and of this event, and I would just ask that we would have at least one representative from the Board of Supervisors attend that meeting, preferably either the current acting chairperson or the liaison for zoning. So that'd be my request. That's it.
Just you, otherwise from the county will be on it?
We will have a variety of local and regional stakeholders invited to participate in that virtual meeting. And on your letter on the back page, there's an agenda that breaks it out by minute. But it would more than likely be departments such as secondary roads, conservation, myself, and then other relevant stakeholders, DOT, NRCS. Basically what we're looking at is any relevant stakeholder that would have an interest in the mapping, as well as we'd like them to take a review and see if there are any unnamed streets or any new subdivisions or something like that that might be in the mapping that isn't named correctly and those sorts of things, so.
As an aside, Mr. Chairman, I'll move to receive the FEMA report.
Thank you. I'll second the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
The supervisor or supervisors attending, would they mostly be gathering information, or would they be?
They're just
being
really
aware?
as a representative capacity and just for an information collecting, and then, obviously could relay that back to the full board.
Okay.
And I really just wanted to throw that out there. I know, the positions and such could change over the next few days or weeks, but just sort of a placeholder, and then I'll circle back and figure out who it will be
Okay.
from the board.
Well, I can volunteer in lieu of a different person deciding they'd like to do this on January 12th, unless someone wants to say they want to do it now.
I believe I can as well.
Okay.
Thank
Either or one of us will
Sure.
attend.
If you'd all like to participate, you can, so. I'm only asking for one or two. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other reports on committee meetings? Item number 10, any citizen concerns?
I do.
Yes.
Melissa, can you?
Melissa Thomas, Human Resources Director. First, I want to say that the VA meeting is next Wednesday, the first Wednesday in January. It says 16:45. I take that at 4:45.
That's what it
I'm not
is.
in the military.
Yep.
So, okay. Yes, sir.
I've been reading in the auditor's chat room across the state that people are concerned about what's taking, was it with the CARES Act, that the employees were not charged vacation time or sick time
Yes.
during this period of time. And my understanding is they haven't been able to find that, and they don't think that has been reauthorized. Is that correct?
That is correct. It has not been reauthorized through the new stimulus package.
And so
It ends.
the board is aware of that, and you intend to take no action, or have you discussed that, or?
I've spoken to Melissa about it, but I don't see a reason to take action if it's expiring.
It expires December 31st, so in a couple days. And I've also been in other emails throughout counties and state and city governments throughout the state of Iowa, and some are extending them, some are not at all. So it's a mixed bag. It isn't required, so we are, to my knowledge, we are not extending it.
So I'm just making the board aware that my concern is we will have sick employees showing up to work as a result of that action.
They will be allowed to use their accruals.
Right.
And their options for their leave, so.
And do you think that everybody will adhere to that?
I cannot project. I would really hope that people would not come to work sick.
I would
with
too.
whatever they have. If
Well,
it
they
would
come to
be
work sick when they
COVID,
got the
if it
flu
would be
too,
flu, if
so.
it would be
This is
a
different,
headache.
though. There's a pandemic. It hasn't ended. And there was a reason why the federal government took that action. They did not do it. To be clear, they have not extended it. But the issue is still here.
I also do know that the City of Sioux City is not extending it as well.
But at any time, can an employer not require an employee showing symptoms of any sickness to go home?
Yes, they can ask them to go home and require them to go home.
And they will be charged, at that point, they would be charged with
With
their
their sick time.
accruals, using
Their
their.
accruals that
Okay.
they've already earned, yes, sir.
All right.
So that oversight of the supervisor in the department to send a sick employee home is the fail-safe.
Yes. If they have any questions. For example, if somebody has a fever, they shouldn't come to work, no matter what other symptoms they have.
Right.
If they have a fever, they shouldn't come to work for 72 hours fever-free without medicine, so.
And I do, some counties, like you said, some counties are extending it and some are not.
Some are not.
Okay, thank you.
I would also, one other thing, we're going to keep track with the COVID codes in case of any type of legislation in the future that we could go back, or it could, be retro back to January 1, then we'll be able to track why people would stay home.
Yeah, there would still be an option to make people whole after the fact.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
There would be an option to make people whole with regard to their sick time after the fact if it came to that, correct?
If by chance they would, retro this CARES Act and the federal extended
Or
family
board
medical
action.
leave, if they would do that back to 1/1, then we will be able to, hopefully,
You could also do it, and through
change it.
board action, they could do it too.
yeah, yes, sir.
Right.
Is the board intending to make an action to extend the current practice? Nothing from DeWitt, right? Or Radig? Okay. Well, we have been sick before, and there is always that, a lot of the calls that you get, Melissa, are typically you just say, if they're sick, send them home.
Exactly. If you don't feel well, please stay home. Contact your doctor to see if you need to be tested, and keep us posted. So,
And sometimes you refer to district health
absolutely.
for questions on
If
any.
we have any questions about how long somebody should be quarantined, when that start date, begins and ends, I'll contact Tyler and Kevin Green, the director and assistant director, have been wonderful to help with any of the situations that I've had, so.
So I did try to communicate that in a countywide email several months ago, that there is, the supervisors never lose that ability to send a sick employee home.
Correct.
And if they want to defer to you, then you can simply say, if they're sick, send them home, and you have before.
And I do, obviously ask people to call their own personal care physician, since I can't really make all those decisions, so.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
To,
I just said thank you.
not to put you on the spot, Joshua, but on a related note question, how much longer is the governor's current proclamation in effect? Do you know when it may be updated or when it's expiring? Okay. It changes. Any other citizen concerns? Any board concerns? Well, today is Supervisor Potabom's last meeting. I want to thank you for your service to the board and your help on the items been put forward. A lot of us, I spend more time with you board members than some of my friends because we see each other every week. In a busy life, busy times, you get to know each other pretty well. So regardless of where we stand on the issues, it's been good to work with you.
It's been enjoyable, and I've really enjoyed working with the citizens, and thank them especially. Thank you, gentlemen.
Any other board concerns? Oh, to clarify, the next Tuesday meeting, 3:30 will be the start date of the regular agenda to allow us some time to discuss budget items after that, following that. In the future, whoever makes that decision can set the budget hearings whatever time of the day or week we want, but that'll be the schedule for the next week. Any other items?
I just seen that the current proclamation ends on January 8th.
Okay, thank you. Any other items for the good of the cause? Very well, we are adjourned.
Excellent job, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
It's been enjoyable. Thanks, Matthew. It really has.
Appreciate it.